Do you think if you would have applied the same thing you did with Beleaf and Fatherhood to Beleaf the MC in terms of the content, the videos, the iPhone, the vlogging, do you think that the rapper would have seen success?
Yes, 100%. And the hard part is though, there's too many senseis in hip hop. There's too many people who know what to do, who haven't proved it. You know what I'm saying? So it's too many people like, yeah, you know what what I would do if I was you? Oh man, you just got to keep doing this or this and this and this and this. But ain't nobody make it yet. We all at the same level. And so with vlogging, it's kind of like, oh, I'm just gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of like I found this way of like I don't really have to listen to anybody in this thing because don't nobody know what I ain't talking to nobody. You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes
that's true. Like who you let speak into your spirit.
It limits you
as an artist. That can really mess you up.
It limits you.
And you don't really know what lane you're in, what to do, and you could just allow so many voices. So I do think that that's something that's pure for you as a vlogger is that there's no one else. Obviously, there's other people vlogging, but there's no one else making the type of vlogs you're making.
Right.
So you pretty much shut out all other voices.
Yes.
And just did it and figured it out, and then it cracked.
Yeah. And so like there's a lot of artists who do this as well. And I think the best ones, they're just very creative and they just don't care about the rules. And that's what I'm all about, like artists who break rules. And so like Big Sean, when he started, like nobody used like high pitched voices like that in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like and he started doing that and then everybody started doing it. And it like transferred to the singing and like it became like this montage of like these rapper singers like everybody is now. You know what I'm saying? And so like I think the rule breakers are key. And I think not knowing so much. Okay, perfect example. What's his face? Lil Yachty.
Yep.
Right? So that dude don't care nothing about hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like, yo, I don't know nothing about Biggie. I don't know nothing about Pac. I don't care. And I think that plays to the advantage of him because he's just doing what's really inside of him. You know what I'm saying? I think that's okay for him to do. I don't think that he needs to follow the rules. And I think that what happens is we, as artists and rappers, we know we have to pay homage, we have to do this, we have to, go on Sway, we have to rap about this, we have to, you know what I'm saying? Like, who says that that's the way? And so, like, with videos, I'm like, man, I don't care with nobody. I'm going to make a 2-minute video just following my kid around and watching from their perspective. Or I'm going to make a weird video about this. Or I'm going to do the Bitmoji thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, because ain't nobody doing it and no one's telling me what to do. You know what I'm saying? So what happened was I seen, like people who had huge audiences, 80,000, watching me at 6,000. Like in my comment section, like, yo, this is hilarious, or Uriah is so cute, and I'm like, why is this person like watching my stuff? And they're kind of like, oh man, like you're different. You know what I'm saying? Like you're different. We have the same beliefs and stuff like that, but it's all about breaking the rules. Like who cares about the rules? There is no rules.
And double down on what's different about you. Right?
Yeah.
Like really double down. You figured it out, and that like you're, as awful as it is to say out loud, like society views black fathers as an anomaly. So you just amplified that unique attribute that most people don't get to experience, or maybe they're even watching because they're like, well, I don't want to be racist. So like, I know Beleaf.
I have a black friend on the internet. I subscribe.
And so it's like that anomaly like feature and figuring out what is that's different about yourself and unique and amplifying that and telling that story creatively.
And also like we were just talking before this about how brutally honest I am, even with my children. You know what I'm saying? So that also plays to the showmanship of the show. How is Beleaf gonna react when his kid drops such and such on the floor?
Yeah.
Is he gonna spank him? Is he gonna yell at him? Or is he gonna say, hey man, protect your life? The way I am like helps, you know what I'm saying, sell the show.
Yeah. I think something that you realize, and I think a lot of people don't even think about, and I would encourage everybody to think about, is you early on reverse engineered what success looked like to you, and it didn't look like being a traditional rapper.
Yeah.
You were like, yo, like, I don't want to travel without my family.
Right.
I don't want to be gone. I don't want to do touring in the traditional sense. Because even though you were becoming successful, we were becoming successful as a collective, it still was not what you ultimately wanted.
Right.
So when you were like, I'm quote unquote retiring and that whole thing, like I was like, oh, like, well, I think everybody on the inside knew what was up.
Yeah.
Like we were like, like we've really been talking about
makes
this for
perfect
years,
sense. Yeah.
You know, and so it didn't come as a surprise or shock to us, but you intentionally counted the cost for success and says, this isn't what I want.
Well, first of all, I had a hater. Okay, you got to understand something. We were on tour. I would be like, man, it's so hard out here. And then we'd take a picture. And that picture would go up on the internet. And then Yvette would see the picture and be like, "You're having fun." My wife was a hater. Hold on, because one of my kids are waking up.
So you said you had a hater.
Yeah. So my wife would be like, "Yo, I want to travel. I want to do this, and you're having so much fun." And I didn't really honestly see it as fun. I just thought I was just kicking it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I realized that my wife really wanted to travel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I cared more about her doing that than I did.
Yeah.
So I decided to take that sacrifice. And I'm a homebody. Like I don't have to leave the house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Success for me always looked like me having a family, me being there, you know. And so as we're on the road and we're sleeping in cars or sleeping on people's floors or sometimes sleeping in a hotel, I would just remind myself that I had a bed. And it's different for me. I'm the primary care provider for my children.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My wife relies on me to cook. You know what I mean? Like, that's big.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So therefore, I have to think about what's important for my family, not so much what's important for the crew. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of this stuff that, you know, even how I got into hip hop was I had your back. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm hanging around cutting people's hair, doing shape ups and taking pictures, and you're like, "Yo, I need a DJ," and I'm like, "So?" You know what I'm saying? And that's how it all started.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah.
I think defining success for people and understand, like you said, what success always looked like, having a family, you know what I mean? Like
Yes.
that's what your definition of success was before having money or before having notoriety or critical acclaim. You knew that first and foremost, I want to have a family. I want to be present. And then when things got in the way of that, you were able to course correct back to your vision of what success looked like. And I think so many people start out without understanding what success to them is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you might make it and be in the wrong spot. Like,
Well, for real,
yo,
let's be honest, man.
let's
We know a
not
lot
lit.
of people who are very successful in music, but they are pitiful. Like their lives, like they just don't like themselves. You know what I'm saying? And so we know so many people who are like doing well, music wise, but just hate their lives. And I'm just being honest. Like the artist lifestyle isn't really for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's not. I know it's not for me that way.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I know that if I could get paid to be a dad, I would, and that's what I want to do. Can you sit still, please?
Final words of encouragement, empowerment to people that are just starting. There's a lot of people watching, a lot of people listening that they're literally like, "Yo, I got 100 followers." You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Okay. So it's,
what do you like? What do they do to build their thing and grow their thing?
you know, I think one thing is working hard. All right. So I'm talking about not your average. I'm talking about like outworking who you think you are. I realize that I'm productive, but I'm only 25% as productive as I can be. If I was super organized and just a machine, I would be way more productive. I listen to a ton of Gary Vee, and I know you do too. Put yourself out of business is one thing that he keeps saying. And so like it's a lot of people who do what I do. I inspired a lot of people to start vlogging. You know what I'm saying? Which is awesome. But at some time, like the MC in me is like, I'm E.T. Bond. You know what I'm saying? Like instead of calling him a biter, I'm just like, okay, cool. You're doing something. So now I have to up what I do even more and better. You know what I'm saying? Not like quality wise, because everyone can change their quality, but it's certain things that I can do that they can't do. Words of encouragement. It's a lot of things. And so my kids, and so like just really outwork yourself.
Yeah, and I think the most tangible thing that you've shown is like value in the marketplace, right?
Yeah.
Like, yes, outwork yourself, but I would hate for somebody to outwork themselves doing something that they're just not good at. You know what I mean? Like, or it just doesn't work.
Yeah, and
know?
so I think it all kind of fell in my lap. You know what I'm saying? With you know, you giving me Final Cut a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? And if I never had to learn how to track myself on Reason, it wouldn't have been as an easy transition, you know what I'm saying, to Final Cut.
Right.
So it's a lot of stuff that, you know what I'm saying, like you actually helped out with. You know what I'm saying? Like you kind of, and you've always kind of been in a place that I love seeing you as being the guy who activates people. You know what I'm saying? So you give people the tools that they need to do something and make something out of themselves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's been your flavor for a while.
Right.
And so even with giving me the turntables, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of this stuff has been like progression, that seeds that you've sown.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So make sure you take credit for that, and don't forget about that I feel like God is really giving you that gift.
Yeah, and that's what we're doing here ultimately. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like we're giving people the tools, the resources, the information, the practicality of how to go out and do whatever it is that they're attempting to do and be successful at.
Yes.
You know, walking in purpose, walking in their dream. And I think, I guess what I was getting at is like, everybody's not meant to do everything. Finding your lane, knowing what you're supposed to be walking.
Right.
I think you've done a great job of that, and it's just like, and you also have enough self-awareness to know that you have a freakishly ridiculous amount of talent that a lot of people don't have. What's the question that you have for the people watching that they can leave in the comment section below?
Why are you even doing this? You know, if it's music, what's the point? A lot of people are doing it because they honestly don't know why they want to rhyme. They just feel like they seen someone do it and they want to do it too.
Yep.
And so make sure that your heart is pure when you're coming into this thing.
So the question is why? Why do you do what you do? Why do you want to create? Why do you want to
Why
make
do you
music?
want to do it?
Why do you want to do it? That's good. Leave that comment in the section below. Make sure you're subscribed here. Make sure you share this video, like this video, subscribe to Beleaf on Fatherhood and King's Dream.
Forget Beleaf on Fatherhood. Just go to patreon.com.
Just go to patreon.com
/BIF.
We'll link that up somewhere. But yo, thank you. Appreciate everybody listening. Peace.